held group counseling. You came in, you told your story, you decided if you would stay or go. It was your choice. Well, Dora more and more got into the cult. At one point during the story, there was a fire and people died as a result of this fire. Dora ran. She changed her identity and she lived her life. When this story comes about, she has to work on it with this colleague, but she wants to change the outcome. If I was raised with you, something bad happened, and you didn't want anybody to know what this bad thing was. Everybody knew we lived together, so you would say, well, she a little mixed up. You're remembering it wrong. So she had to change the answers to the story. This book has one of the cleverest twists at the end.
Oh, that's always good.
And it was such a good ending. The story between Dora and Pradhana, all the way through, you think, oh, Dora and Pradhana are the same person. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. It just kept building up and building up. It was one of those you had to find out what was going to happen.
Yeah.
When you do, you go, oh my. This is another one I really, really recommend. It is very, very well done. Sarah Fine is the name of the author. She writes under S.F. Cosa. She can be found on Facebook and Twitter at Sarah Fine Books and Instagram at SF Cosa. And her website is sarahfinebooks.com.
Very
so
good.
Look her up. You won't be sorry. Trivia. Last week's question is, which mystery author started out as a comic book author? A. Ross MacDonald. B. Colin Dexter. C. Jeffrey Deaver. Or D. Mickey Spillane. The answer is D. Mickey Spillane. Spillane started as a writer for comic books. While working as a salesman at Gimbel's department store, Basement, in 1940, he met Thai salesman Joe Gill, who later found a lifetime career scripting Charlton comics. Gill told Spillane to meet his brother, who wrote for Funnies, Inc., an outfit that packaged comic books for different publishers. This week's question: where did the author Robert Galbraith get his name? A. From a book. B. From a hero and a fantasy. C. From a dream. Or D. From the author's brother. Good luck.
Well, we have one more, and then, dun dun dun,
200th episode. Can you believe it?
I can't. And we've been here for every single one of them.
I don't know how we did this.
We were just babies when this started.
Well, feels like it. Because, we'll try it. What the heck?
Yeah, we've had some wonderful experiences and talked to the most amazing authors.
We certainly have.
And we promise you we have some very good interviews coming up.
There are a lot more books that we know if these three are good and we enjoy them.
I always feel that way. I feel like
there are a million of them out there we haven't even touched yet.
Yeah. Well, if you're an author who said, hey, I should be one of those books, reach out to us.
That's right. Our selection process is
mostly what people send us.
Exactly. We try to cover the books that we are sent because those are our bread and butter. That's how we keep going, is through the authors that we touch base with. But you don't have to be a Laura Lippman, Alan Bradley, John Grisham.
That was the whole reason we started this podcast, is to discover authors that needed a leg up. And I am so happy with some of the people that I hope we've helped along their journey.
If you want to have us consider your book. Our only criteria is send us a copy. We like to read the book before we cover it. We cannot physically cover every book we're sent. There's not enough hours in the day. I do have to come up for air and fix dinner for my husband once in a while.
But we also have other ways of featuring the book. We sometimes put it in our newsletter, or we sometimes do a quick book report, or this what we're reading. But then sometimes we do ask authors to be on the show. We're going over this because we hope we have a lot of new listeners, and we want you to learn more about us. Another thing you can do is submit a short story to be considered for our newsletter. We love these short stories. Sometimes our bucket gets a little low.
It's low right now.
So we need some short stories. And for these, you do not have to be a writer at all. You can just dabble. We love those.
Just make sure it has a little bit of a mystery to
or
it.
Or thriller or suspense.
Or horror. Make sure it's under 2,500 words. Our website is darkstormybc.com. Our
email address is darkandstormybookclub@gmail.com.
So that wraps up
the first episode that we're back in the studio.
Yes. Thanks for listening.
Life would be boring without a little mystery. Bye.
Bye.